Hello. Today we'll be learning about the past perfect continuous tense. Let's take a look here. So, to briefly review, the past perfect tense, right, expresses an event that happened before another event in the past. Right? So in this example, right, the Titanic had received many warnings before it hit the iceberg. I had already eaten when my friends stopped by to visit. In order to understand the structure, I recommend for you guys to check out the previous video on chapter 8, past perfect. So, one way for the past perfect continuous to really help us is that it expresses events that occurred before a particular point in the past, kind of like the past perfect, except the continuous version is focused on duration. The structure is your subject, verb past, and the complement, right? So it's just a simple past sentence. And then we have subject, verb had, been, and your present participle, right? Or your verb ing. Some examples. He passed his driver's test. He had been practicing for a long time. The second example. She moved out of her apartment last week. She had been living there since college. So, again, right, we're focusing on the duration, right? He had been practicing for a long time. That's focused on duration. And she had been living there since college. So, quick little timeline to really kind of show the past perfect progressive, right, or the continuous, right? As you can see, it's something that happened before an event, but again, we're focused on the duration of the activity. She had been driving around the city for 3 hours before she finally found the right office. So during that time, between the two events, she had been driving. Now, we also have a negative format for the past perfect continuous. And in this format, it expresses events that did not occur before a particular point in the past. And it's also focused on duration. So we have our simple past, subject, verb past, and the complement. And then we have our past perfect continuous, subject, verb had not, been, present participle. So in this case, he failed his driver's test. He had not been preparing for it. In the second example, she moved out of her apartment last week. She had not been paying the rent. So, again, right, these are just examples of really just showing that we're focusing on the duration of something that did not happen. Now, moving on. The past perfect continuous tense can also be combined, kind of like the past perfect. We had Susie had been walking home when Mike arrived. Right? John had not been doing his homework when his mom asked him. Now, another format, aside from using an actual connector like when, is you can use something like before. Before he crashed, Mike had been drinking beer. After Mike had been drinking beer, he crashed.